Hey music lovers, I'm Tim Nichols, and today we're going to talk about my top 10 Christian rock and metal vocalists. Now, generally speaking, you separate it into categories of metal versus rock, but I didn't feel like fooling with that today. I just wanted to go ahead and give a nice top 10, and spoiler alert, since it's a Christmas season, I decided to go ahead and put up Theocracy's Christmas thumbnail today, and this is also a spoiler alert as to who my number one Christian rock and metal singer is. But let's go ahead and start off with number 10, and that is John Cooper of Skillet. Now, this is actually Skillet's first album, and their song I Am just really grabbed me, and I thought it was just an amazing song. I was like, who is this band? And they had already had a few albums in by the time I discovered this, so I was able to get this one plus a few others, and of course there are several albums in. I just bought their new album, Revolution. I cannot wait to get a hold of that. But John Cooper is truly an amazing Christian rock and metal vocalist, and bringing Jen Ledger on board to really add to his sound was a brilliant decision. But a funny story behind the name Skillet is because they had a bunch of different people in their band that were from other bands, they tried to come up with a name, and he decided to say, hey, let's just throw them all in there like you would a skillet, and the name stuck. And the rest, as they say, is history. But coming in at number 10 is John Cooper with Skillet, amazing vocalist. Coming in at number 9 is Christian Liljegren. I hope I said that right, from Narnia. I absolutely love his vocals. Long Live the King is probably my favorite song from all of their albums. Just really good stuff. They've been going on for a long time. He's also in several other bands such as Flames of Fire and Waymaker. Just absolutely amazing Christian metal vocalist, going on about 3 decades strong and really just still cranking out amazing Christian music. Love this band, love this vocalist. Coming in at number 8 is Mike Lee, also known as Michael Drive from Barren. If you remember that old school Iron Maiden sound from the mid 80s, then this is going to scratch a similar itch. This is their first album, Rock for the King, and it was revolutionary. Barren took on some heavy issues like abortion and all sorts of social issues. They did not shy away from the Christian message. Michael Drive, aka Michael Lee, is an amazing Christian vocalist. If you want to hear more from him, he's also featured on the album from Harpazo called The Crucible, which is a concept album about the end times. Phenomenal vocalist. Coming in at number 7 is Michael Barnes from Red. I will never forget the first time I heard Red. It was the song Breathe Into Me, and he really has that perfect mix of that growl versus that singing, even with a little bit of screaming, just absolutely epic. I'm not a screamo guy. I don't like a lot of screaming, but I don't mind a little bit as an accent, and Michael Barnes does it just as good as anyone. There's a perfect balance. This was a phenomenal debut album. Every single album that Red has put out is absolutely amazing. And as far as this album, there is not a song I ever skip on it. Absolutely incredible. Coming in at number 6 is none other than Travis McConnell from Chaotic Resemblance. I discovered Chaotic Resemblance a couple years ago through Girder Records and began to listen to their stuff, and man, they are absolutely incredible. Travis McConnell kind of scratches that Skid Row-ish itch, just has that Sebastian Bach sound, and just incredible songwriter, incredible theologian, all around great guy, great guys in the band. I've had the privilege of meeting these guys a couple of times. They're absolutely amazing, and this album, Nazarites, this one is a must-have. I cannot wait to see what their new album brings, because I know that's going to be an exciting one. But Travis McConnell with Chaotic Resemblance is an amazing vocalist. Coming in at number 5 is Kevin Young from Disciple. They have a huge discography and all kinds of amazing songs. Kevin Young also has a side project called Honor and Glory where they worship music. I love having that Christian rock and metal worship music style as well to really kind of get me through my day and encourage me. And Kevin Young is an amazing vocalist, does a great job, and again, a large discography to choose from. He's also one of those ones that really mixes the screaming, the growling, and the singing very good. As I said earlier, I don't like the screamo stuff, but I don't mind it as an accent. Disciple and Kevin Young do it perfectly. Coming in at number 4 is Les Carlson with Bloodgood. And Les Carlson was also a theater man, and it really shows up in his music. When you listen to Messiah, you can hear the passion and the inflections in his voice, and his vocals are incredible. Les is over 70 years old now, and he is still an absolutely incredible vocalist. It's almost like he hasn't diminished at all. His vocals really scratch that late 70s, early 80s rock and metal itch. Just fantastic. God rest his soul, Michael Bloodgood. I hate that this band is a thing of the past because of his death, but they have a pretty small discography, but every one of their albums are absolutely epic. Coming in at number 3 is none other than Michael Sweet. And Michael Sweet has an interesting story because he actually wasn't the early choice. Robert Sweet was in the band as a drummer early on, And their mom, Janice Sweet, actually encouraged him, why don't you go ahead and give Michael a try? And the rest is history. His vocal range is ridiculous. Even in his older age, in his 60s, he is still cranking out some amazing vocals. This is one of their latest albums, When We Were Kings, and I'm telling you, they still sound fantastic. Michael Sweet is not just one of the greatest Christian rock and metal vocalists of all times, but I would say he's probably one of the greatest Christian vocalists of all times. And him and Oz Fox together are also probably, in my opinion, the best rock guitar duo in existence. Amazing, amazing stuff. Coming in at number 2 is someone I hadn't heard of until a couple of years ago, and to be honest, I am really surprised he's not more popular because his vocals are absolutely amazing when it comes to Christian rock and metal. This is one of his solo albums, Garden of Chaos, but he is featured in a lot of different bands. One of my favorites is Martin Simpson's Destroyer of Death. That album is incredible. Rob's vocals really shine on this, but if there was a voice of Christian metal, it would be Rob Rock. He is absolutely incredible, but he's not my number 1. And as you can see on my screen, the dead giveaway, at number 1 is Matt Smith with Theocracy. This man has the range like I've never seen. He is an incredible artist. He's an incredible writer. He's an incredible singer, an incredible musician. He is just the full package. In fact, Theocracy's first album, which was self-titled, actually only featured Matt Smith on all the instruments. He used an electronic drums. He later on went on to add a real drummer, but Theocracy's discography is not huge, but what they have really packs a punch. And they also have some Christmas music I'd love to see on CD. Emil, if you're watching this, give us Theocracy, the Christmas album. That would be epic. They only have about 4 Christmas songs, but I guarantee you he could produce some more. Matt Smith is also a producer. He just recently did the mix for the most recent album Within Silence called Eclipse of Worlds. I actually reviewed that one. I'll go ahead and put that on the end screen. But let me know, who are your top 10 or your favorite Christian rock and metal vocalist? God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on.